YouTube and welcome to my plant room. My name is Becky and today I'm going to give you a tour of my plants. So quite a few of my plants are pretty new, but I thought I'd start off with showing you what I do have in my collection. As you can see, my room is a little bit of a non-standard color. I kind of love it, so we're keeping it. I have a helper. This is Muffin. He loves to help with everything, so you might see him in the background while we're looking at the plants. Anyway, I thought I would get started and show you the collection that I do have. Alright, so we're going to start with my plant to grow closet. I had set this up a couple of years ago. It's obviously very fancy. It's where I start my plants in the winter for my garden. So like my tomatoes and peppers and everything, this is where I start them. And I found I had really good luck with this material. So I'll show you sort of what it is. I got it at Canadian Tire and it's emergency blankets. I just cut them to be the right size and then I just used very fancy pins and nails to keep it up. Let's look at the plants. So first I've got a couple of things that I'm propagating in moss balls. I've got some Monstera Adansonii. I've got some Marble Queen Pothos, and as you can guess, since these are propagations, I do have bigger plants of most of these. This is a Peperomia. I'm not sure what variety it is, but I have quite a few of them. And then I've got this cream Wandering Jew. I really like the propagation on this one. They're about ready to get planted. And then I have just this one little leaf. I'm not sure if it's actually going to propagate, but just this one little leaf of a money plant. So that's what I've got going in this little propagation area. And this I have a different sort of propagation going. So it's just like a metal tray from the grocery store with the lid. And I've got a few different things propagating in here. The ZZ plant is pretty new, but it's making a little bulb for me, so I'm very excited for that. I've got this guy. I don't know what it is. I just picked up the leaf when I was at a store. So if you know what this guy might be, it's a mystery until I've got a full plant growing. And then I've got some Peperomia. I've got some little money plant babies for my plant swap that's coming up. Some Wandering Jew, and I'm trying to save this ZZ plant. We'll see if that one will keep going for me. I got a little bulb out of it, but I don't know if we're actually gonna get a plant. So that's the top shelf. Oh, and this I'm trying to propagate a money plant. I think this one is not working, but this is just a little heat mat that I use for seed starting. I do have it on because I think it's helping the propagation station right now. And then on my second shelf, this is a new plant, which I'm very excited about. So it is a type of philodendron. The new leaves on this one are supposed to come in like a really pretty orange color. And then I have another little propagation attempt here. I like to experiment with a lot of different things, especially when it comes to propagation. So this is sort of one of my experiments. This is a mystery plant that I'm calling Dad's Chinese lady plant. And so far it's propagating pretty well. So we'll just put him back in there with this little lid on top. So I've got a little snake plant here, another little snake plant. I think these ones are bird's nest snake plants, but like they're little and compact. I got these ones not too long ago, a couple of months, but you can see they were damaged before I got them. And then there's a couple of Peperomia in the back here on my second shelf. And then I have some things I'm very excited about. I have my Monstera Adansonii. So this is a fairly young plant. I got the whole pot for about $25 and I obviously took some cuttings from it. Not many people here have Adansonii. It's sort of a more difficult plant. Just recently we've been able to get it. So I wanted to share like with my dad and with my sister. And then I have this Raven ZZ. I'm just going to pull this up so you can see a little better. This is a Raven ZZ propagation that I bought at a local store called Botaniful. This Raven ZZ cutting is actually just in leca balls, but I'm just putting it in a pot so that it stays like in some little water. So that's my Raven ZZ. I'm really hoping it takes. It does have a little root, so fingers crossed on that one. And then I have this Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. This is a new leaf since I got it. This is another new leaf coming up. I'm so excited. But as you can see, it's kind of a young plant. This is another one that's really hard to get here. So when I heard a local shop had this one, this shop is called Lace and Leaves. I actually went like the next day on my break to buy it, and this plant cost me $20, which is a very good deal here. So I'm really excited for this one to go. I really love the leaves. I don't want like a full monstera, but like this little size and this monstera adansonii, I can definitely do. Ooh. And then I also have a satin pothos, Scindaptus pictus, so I don't know if it'll show up on camera. I have this sort of like velvety texture. It's just got a new leaf, which is just a teeny little all silver one. And then I have a marble queen pothos here. This is one that I propagated, so I'll sort of show you this section. So I have this macrame hanger that I made, which right now is just holding a couple of my propagation things. And then up top, I have this shelf with a bunch of pots. And then over here we have my plant corner and muffin. Okay, so this is my macrame hanger, which I have as sort of a propagation station right now. In this lower one, you can see I've got some of these purple inch plants just propagating, so I'll probably be giving these away or using them to make the plant that I have a little bit fuller. And then up here, this is my dad's Chinese lady plant. I really have no idea what this plant is, so if you know, please share with the class. My dad got his plant from a cutting about 30 years ago, and it was the lady who ran the corner store by the house that he lived in at the time. So he's just given me a cutting to propagate. As you can see, I do have some roots on that one. I'm still waiting on these other ones, but they're still doing okay. They've been in water for about 3 weeks or a month or so. And then up here I've got this red peperomia, which I just have planted in a little vintage jar that I have. I have a bunch of these and they're not used for canning anymore because the openings are the wrong size, the lids don't fit properly. But this little guy is very happy in this pot. He's been in here, I don't know, like 6 months or a year. And then I have my full-grown purple inch plant. So this is entirely from cuttings. I got one cutting from a friend that was about probably 8 inches. I cut that in half and I started a plant from it. So this is about 6 months in of my purple inch plant. We have a spider plant, we have a wandering Jew. This one is also 100% from cuttings that I took last Christmas. So I have a couple of different pots of this same wandering Jew that I got all from, again, from one cutting. And I have a Hoya. Despite the fact that I'm not really a fan of pink, I really like this beautiful pink Hoya. Tough plants, hardy, durable, and easy care, which I know that Hoya are, but they're not labeled other than to say that they're tough plants, which I think is a bit silly. This Hoya I'm particularly proud of. I grew this from a 2-leaf cutting, and now it's like a very healthy, really lush plant. It's just exploding the past couple of months since I've potted it up finally. It did take about 6 months for it to actually grow enough roots for me to pot it. So I'm actually really proud of this one. And then I have another Scindaptus pictus, another little satin pothos. This one isn't doing as well. It really needs potted up into like a different soil mix. I was hoping it would perk up once I got it home, but no luck so far. And then this is a Thanksgiving cactus that I got from my dad. We have, I think this is a pearls and jade pothos. This is a little one. Again, most of my plants are from cuttings, which is why they're so small. But this one I grew from just a tiny cutting, and obviously it's just taken off. We have another spider plant. This one I think is called Baby Bunny Belly. So let's see if I can actually show you. But it's actually, like, it's got these really soft, very velvety leaves. There we go. And these gorgeous purple undersides. So it's just a beautiful plant. I got this whole plant from somebody who was wonderful enough to share it with me. Thank you, Jeanette. And I just absolutely love this plant. It's beautiful. Can't wait to see it grow more. Then down here I have my kitty. These are my bathroom plants. This is a snake plant that I grew entirely from cuttings that I took. I actually took like only 1 leaf and divided it into sections. I'll show you how to propagate snake plants in another video. And then we have just this little succulent. No idea what it is. I grew it from a cutting I got from somewhere. And then another Wandering Jew. I just love their little baby leaves when they're like bright, bright, bright green and the beautiful like silver. I love this plant, and it's in a very cute pot. I just love that. Then we have my Pilea, my money plant. This is also sort of a recent one. I've started leaving a bunch of my recent ones in their nursery pots. You can see them in there. He's still been adjusting. I've only had it about 3 weeks. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of potting up, and this guy's, I think, gonna be one of those ones that gets potted up. Then I have my variegated rubber tree. I got this one about a month ago.